We are live. Let's get into today's topic of the best openings in One Piece. Take it away there, Vex. Oh, I'm doing great, man. I can't wait to get into this. Just going through these songs this week just to get a refresher really reminded me of how much I enjoyed some of them and the stories they told. They can't hear you? I can't hear Vex. No audio? Now audio? Having troubles with the audio? From Knack only. Yeah, I got you guys, though. That's odd. Bear with me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Let's
on
give
your
it another
Discord
test.
capture source, make sure it's updated to this channel.
Oh, yeah.
So they can't hear any of us, just Vex, wasn't? Or from Knack only?
No, just from me.
Yeah.
Still?
Hello? Can you guys hear me? It's Kube. The best.
Okay, they can hear us. Yeah,
Oh.
they're good. All right, so we'll get back
just
into
reset
intros.
it. But yeah,
so
well,
sorry.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fine. It's working now.
But yeah, it's your boy Vex, the Lurking Legend. Y'all can just call me Vex. And we got Cube, we got Knack, as you guys heard, and we have 3 Day. How you doing today, 3 Day?
Good. Excited to go through this. I went through some of them earlier and had forgotten how much I liked nearly all of them.
Hell yeah. And then Cube, we can't wait to hear some of your takes. I know you had a whole speech prepared during the technical difficulties,
Why?
but you'll just have to
First
save it
time
for
I was
next stream.
muted. First time I was muted and I didn't realize it. Second time, no one can hear me.
Listen,
It
it
was
would
like
be a
double muted
Knack
there.
stream
So
without
funny.
audio issues, okay?
It's double
Oh my
mute.
goodness, brother.
So, yeah, listen,
But yeah,
I'm excited.
just
I'm
the
excited
gist
for
of
this
what
stream.
we're getting into is we are going to be tier listing every single one of the One Piece openings. If you couldn't tell from the thumbnail and the title and the layout here. But without further ado, make sure you guys like the stream, check all the links in the description, and thank you for showing all the love in the chat. I see you guys popping off. But we have quite a task ahead of us. There's 26 openings. Although like 3 or 4 of them are just We Are. So we're gonna count all of the versions of We Are in the same like listing here. So that is the first opening. That's the one that we're going to be judging first and foremost. So we're looking at not just the song, not just the music, right, but also the animation and every version of that song. So first one on the list is We Are, and this would be the crew version of We Are, the remix like 100 episode version or whatever, and then like also the original, right? So what do you guys think about We Are?
You all know where I stand on this. I think I can't listen to it without getting emotional. It just feels so nostalgic. I put it at S tier, but it's just for the feels.
I'm S tier, but the very first version.
Oh,
I know that we're
Any
ranking all of
objections?
them in one thing, but I like the first one best.
I know it's hard to put the first one we're talking about right into S tier, but I mean,
Yeah,
it
It's
really-
the most
that's the thing
nostalgic
is-
though.
Yeah, it's a extremely nostalgic pull, and every single time I hear it, like I get goosebumps and stuff like that. But if we were to rate every single version, yes, I put the OG really high. Yes, I
Agreed.
put the crew version really high.
agreed.
But that other one,
I
the
know.
remix,
The,
I don't know,
I-
man. It drags it
Yeah.
down to me,
I
I
right?
had it in D. Yeah, I definitely had the
Oh
third
no.
we
in the
might
D
have to put it.
the E or F.
Yeah. So like it's like a lot of people will see this just for the nostalgia. So on my notes I put nostalgia plus plus. Like it's literally iconic. It's the most iconic One Piece opening there possibly could be. And the guy who does several of the openings, but he did this one, Hiroshi Kitadani, like dude literally does not miss. Like all of his have so much energy behind them. And then my favorite thing about like the animation is I think it's really cute because they add the little bouncing like going merry
I
across
know.
the screen. That's just so cute. I
Yeah,
love
I
that.
know,
And
I know.
So
It's
I
and
think-
I just
was
slapped it
cooking
in
with-
S. Everything you're saying is just yeah.
Well,
for me, when it
I
comes
was
Are you
cooking
gonna-
with
yeah, when it comes to VR, I think I'm just gonna quote Frankie when I'm gonna say it's super. Yes, it is S for me definitely. It's for me. There is very few openings like in different franchises where you have 5 of them where you just hear that sound, you connect to that franchise, and I think VR is one of them for One Piece. Like you hear the drums at the beginning of VR, you're sent to the Grand Line for me. It's just
Yeah.
it's
hear me
just
out
there.
though. Hear me out though. I think like so the song itself has aged pretty well. There's a full iteration of it that I don't vibe with in the slightest. So I honestly feel like that docks a lot of points.
How many?
But like the sheer nostalgia, like you want to know where I put it? I put this in high B.
Ooh. Oh my god.
Am I crazy? Like am I actually crazy for that? Like I think that there's just it's like it's good. I think that it does get dragged down a bit by one of the specific versions. Like I'll never be able to hear, you want to be my friend and not sing along with that.
Just pretend those don't
But-
exist. Let's go with the first one.
That's not the point of this tier list. So like if I were to like honestly think of it, if I were to like legitimately think of every single version of We Are, they're not all built the same. So if I were just rating the OG, S tier. If I were just rating the crew version, S tier. But there's also the English dub version with Vic singing like from the Funimation dub and all that. And like I vibe with it, but it's like a little more cheesy. It's my nephew's favorite, but it's just a little too cheesy for me. And like, I don't know. I just think that the English version, as well as the other remix of it or whatever later down the line, I think they drag it down a bit. Am I wrong?
So you're saying S minus then, huh?
S minus is what
I
I'm
said-
hearing.
High B. I literally said high B.
But I'll move it
to A.
to go middle ground. We got an A tier. Don't worry. After we
Yeah.
get through the list, we'll find out where everything sits. These aren't permanent. They can shift.
So Vex chose for the summit of high B. Okay.
Okay. But that moves us right along to the second main opening, which is titled Believe. And this was like reverse mountain going into Alabasta like territory, right? Is where this was like not all of Alabasta, but like all of Drum Kingdom had this opening. What do you guys feel about Believe? I got a little bit to say about it, I'm not gonna lie. But anyone have anything they want to say first?
I enjoyed Believe a lot. I didn't realize how much nostalgia was packed into the song till like I said again this week. I went back and re-listened, but it's not that iconic that I didn't even know the name of it till this week. I'm not even gonna lie. And going back
That's
and
one of
watching
my
it,
notes. I said
it
it's
was nice.
forgettable.
But yeah, exactly.
It's like it's kind of forgettable though. Like, so I think that really docks it a lot of points. Like, we go from one of the most iconic things you can imagine in One Piece, the song "We Are," and
Yeah.
even the animation with like Luffy's, you know, the hat twirling on his fingertip and stuff. Like, then you get Believe. I didn't remember this thing even existed. Like,
I know. When I heard it, I was like, "Oh, yeah, this one. This is nice." But
I had
Yeah.
put it in A myself, but I can't remember why now. But I know I was looking at my list. I had it in A.
for
I mean, there's
me, it's
26
like
songs,
it's
okay?
yeah, it's so upbeat. It's really, really poppy. It's really, really, really high tempo, and there's like a lot of energy, and like a lot of sad stuff happens like throughout the running of Believe, and like legitimately, I put it in low D tier. This is not it for me. Like, I think that it did not age very well. The animation is pretty unimpressive, and it's mostly just like stills that just like pan across the screen.
Yep.
It's like nothing to write home about. Like, I think this one, all in all, it's one of the lower rated ones for me.
So, I used to call for me this version is like the K-pop of all One Piece opening for me at least. So I do like it, but I think Nike and Vex said the best. It's one of those where, you know, it's one of those songs when you hear it, you sing to it and you dance to it, but you don't search for it compared to all the other openings. So I usually I'm between C and B honestly with this one.
Well, personally,
It's
I
good.
have it in the C tier.
good,
So
but,
we
you know.
have
Oh, yeah.
what's that? 3 C's and a D, or sorry.
And Lucas, what did he say about it? I think he had it up there pretty high, didn't he?
Yeah. But Lucas has self-tape, so
Crazy.
you don't forget that.
I'm being gaslit in the comments.
Oh,
Where are we
goodness.
putting this
Lucas, I've been betrayed. That would be the story of your life. That could be your novel, Lucas.
I'm not. I wouldn't say it's anywhere higher than C. I'd be willing to.
Brother, I put that thing in low D, but y'all, like y'all do y'all. We'll figure out where y'all want to place it, but it's not it, man.
D,
Probably
C.
C or
This
D
is
then.
Basically, for me, it's like a Black Eyed Peas song. I love.
What's
dancing
the
to it, but I
audience
don't
thinking
search
right
for it.
now? Captain, you don't count.
Captain put it at C as well. So we got what like 4 C's and a D. I think that's
Oh,
pretty
you're
solid
on
C
yeah.
territory.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
I had it at A. But I like the happy
3 days whole list
go-lucky
is A.
songs like that. But that in between
It's
is
like
like C, I think.
it's like 180 beats per minute. It is so ridiculously fast paced, and I'm like, this is like also, I think this is like the opening we have Chopper's like sad backstory through and stuff, and I'm like, why is this so upbeat? Like, you know, it doesn't. I feel like it's. For me, it's a big miss. Like, not all One Piece openings are made the same, and I think this is.
Yeah.
For me, this was like bottom 5. I think for me.
And I won't lie, like, Believe is mostly what throughout the Alabasta saga, right? If I'm
Up
not
to it.
mistaken.
Yeah, up to it.
Yeah, it's like it's the very beginning of the Alabasta, and then we get the next one for all of Alabasta.
Oh, okay,
Like
okay.
once we actually hit, yeah. So this is like the Drum Kingdom, Little Garden, Reverse Mountain stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, okay, perfect. Because I just want to be sure, because I do also feel like for the Alabasta saga arc, it's a bit too upbeat for it. But now I realize it's just before.
Did we just talk our way
It's the
down to a
intro
D?
stuff. So I really think it belongs in D, but it seems like chat, as well as most of you guys, are thinking that it lands around C territory. So that I'm fine with that. And
It's
we
up
can
for
obviously
debate.
negotiate these later on.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
Speaking of the Alabasta saga, that brings us into our next entry, which is a very popular one from what I remember when I was a
Yes.
kid, is Hikari E.
Love this one. Got
which
some
is-
stuff to say
Yeah,
about
it's a
it though.
pop. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a full bop. Like it's a really good song. I forgot about it for a while, and then I like instantly so many memories. I had like a Ratatouille moment when I went back and re-listened to it. You know what I mean? Like,
It's fantastic. Yeah,
so
there's
what are you
a
guys thinking about Hikari E?
the big issue I have with the song is the kind of giveaway it gave people that weren't reading the manga that Robin joins the crew. That's
Yeah.
really all I can say in a negative sense. The song was great. The animation's actually really good for the time period it was in, and it kept like that classic like One Piece paneling opening. You know what I mean? With the title card. I liked it a lot, but there was a miss with that.
I completely agree.
I won't
Like
lie
I love the
with
song.
Hikari.
It's one of my favorite songs, but the spoiler really takes it out of me from a community standpoint, you know.
Mhm.
There was a spoiler in it.
Yeah,
Yep.
Robin is in with the crew at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Robin's all in it. She's in it like 7 times, literally on the or on the Mary. She's literally like sailing with them, and like at this point when this intro starts, she is an enemy. She is supposed to be the antagonist, like, and then boom, she's literally on the ship with them
Yeah.
several times in the opening.
So it's not mainly about the music. Then we're actually putting in other things. That's
The
I didn't
animation.
think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is
Yes.
part of it as well.
Captain
I agree with you guys.
Captain gave it a B, and
yeah,
I
I agree
respect
with you
it. It'd be
guys.
higher without the spoiler, but I respect the B rank.
I will give it. I will play devil's advocate because I am in agreement with all of you what you're saying about it, especially the spoiler component. But the one thing I'll say, I love how it starts with the dude, that was fire. With the sound, the effect, the way it starts. I do feel like the intro of this one is pretty fire. So for me,
Nailed
because of
it.
that, I would put it as a very low B, high C.
That's
No
fair
pun
take.
I had it in B too.
Looks like we're all hovering around B.
Oh,
What do
y'all
you
are
think?
gonna be
Cool.
mad at me.
What do you
Y'all
got?
are gonna be mad at me.
Z. Z.
Uh-oh.
I think the song is extremely good, but the spoiler is unforgivable. For for myself as a child, I remembered when I listened to this, like I never finished Alabasta properly when I was watching through like the OG like run back on the Toonami days, and this spoiled me, and I was upset about it as a child. I was outraged, and I had never finished Alabasta. I dropped One Piece
Oh,
partly
God.
because of this. It is an F tier for me.
Don't
Ooh.
worry, the
F
only
tier
person
for
who will
the
be upset
I love
is
the song.
Dexter. Dexter in the chat will definitely crucify you mentally, but we'll
Yes.
forgive you.
No, if we were just judging the music, this is an easy A tier, right?
Yeah,
Like,
oh
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, yeah.
But it literally contributed to me quitting One Piece for almost 20 years.
Would you put it
It
below
wasn't the
Believe
full
because of the
deciding
spoiler?
factor. I put it in F tier, brother. Like,
Yeah.
of course I would. But it's if we're averaging out, I think we got like a B. We got 2 B's, and then an F, and then what all did we get?
I think C is pretty fair. I don't know about you guys, but
'Cause I
based on
put- I
everybody's
put low
reaction,
B. Lucas put solid B, so like say a normal B. I put in
seemed,
the lowest of B.
the spoiler really did
Okay.
make a difference with this one.
That would be C then, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
To average it out.
Yep.
Yeah, it would definitely be in the C.
We're getting some crazies in the chat, but you gotta respect the people's journey, man. If they were to start One Piece right now, spoiler free, they'd get spoiled right now because that's still the opening to Alabasta.
Yeah, like just to put it more into context, this opening is the reason why I quit watching One Piece openings. So like I had to do my research because the rest of the stuff after this, I specifically chose to skip all of the openings during my binge because this opening had burned me so bad. And so
Yeah.
I wasn't really familiar with most of the rest of these openings until the ones that started to play when I was manga caught up, like some of the last ones that, you know, we'll see on the list. But this opening brought down every other opening for me from that anime only experience way back in the day. That holds weight, right?
And also, I'll say this: it's not like the character in the opening that was teasing the return is not like a character like Usopp or like Chopper or like Brook, where it sends that dude they're gonna join the crew. It's similar to Frankie, you know, where it does feel like, you know, you're not sure that person is gonna join, and especially Robin back then, like she did a lot of Pell, what happened to Igaram, so seeing her in the opening kind of breaks the whole this is a truly evil character type of thing.
Exactly. Well,
So I do
I
understand.
went through Alabasta
understand.
reading, so I didn't have that, and Robin was a menace.
Yes, yeah.
Like an absolute menace. Like, I was like, man, what can she do? Like, she
Yeah.
was taking people out left and right.
Yeah,
If I had
but
the idea that she was going
that's
to
like-
turn beforehand, I would have not cared so much about the threat she was.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people didn't get the same spoiler that I did, and like some people were already through the manga, some people didn't really care about it and stuff like that. But for me personally, this is the reason why I never vibed with another One Piece opening until I was manga caught up, and I skipped them all because this one left such a bad taste in my mouth. It's a good song, but that spoiler brings it so far down for me.
Yeah, and we
But,
have to take into account when these were released. Like, looking back on these songs, like, if we were to look back on it now, we could pick apart the animation of all of them. But we kind of have to put ourselves back to when these openings come out. And
Oh,
when
for
this
sure.
opening come out, like, there was no excuse for having that.
I've said my piece on it though, and I think we've landed at a solid C tier to level out and whatnot. Which brings us to the next one, which is a very, very, very popular intro, which is Bon Voyage.
Bon voyage!
This one is it's so iconic because of just that first like 5 seconds. Even if you're someone like me who skips the intros, you still hear that first 5 seconds. You know what I mean? All the time.
Yeah.
So like I remember this one like from way back in the day, and I went back and revisited it. This is such a catchy song. Like, what do you guys think
isn't
about
it?
Bon Voyage?
The animation is
Yeah.
fantastic. Fantastic. They're all just chilling, having a great time. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and shout out to Grand Line Bound in the chat. I know this is his jam. He is a huge fan of Bon Voyage, and I remember him saying something along the lines of, if it's not A tier, at least he'll riot. And I have to agree with him. I do put this, in fact, in A tier. I think animation wise, and just it's an earworm. It's a really quality song, right? And I think that it aged well enough. So this is my first A tier.
I actually have this as one of my tops. So this is right next to We Are for me.
They're saying S tier in the chat, I think.
The captain
had it
also
lower,
put this,
but-
yeah.
It
He
is
put it at
good.
S.
It is a really good song.
It's one of the most memorable ones. What do you think about this one, Kube?
I think
I mean,
I think Cube's still listening to it. Oh, there we go.
no. I was just letting you guys speak. That's why. For me, honestly, it's an A.
It's an A tier?
Yeah.
That's 2 S's and 2 A's. You're the deciding vote, 3-day.
I say I don't know, A or S, either one. I didn't listen to all of it, but I do remember it, and I really loved it.
I
Yeah,
really,
I think we land around
remember.
an A here, right?
I think we're gonna have special,
It's a high
very
A.
special
It's a high
ones
A.
in the S tier.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, S tier is for only the best, but Bon Voyage, like I feel like it's really solid, and like Dexter said in the chat that the 3D is a bit much, and like I agree, it's not the greatest. It's a different direction in animation than we were getting from previous intros, and for the time, it's really solid. Does it hold up today? Not quite, but it doesn't really take me out of it too much. But I do see that like they're trying to put more into these openings. and some of the animation outside of just the water really does look amazing. So I think A is well deserved in my opinion. Which brings us to the next entry, which is Kokomo no Chizu.
That's
You're
actually the
definitely
long
pronouncing it better
man
than
one.
I can.
That's the longer long man one, right?
Or it's Kokoro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kokoro.
Kokoro no Chizu, which
Yeah.
I think that means like heart of something. But
Yeah.
this one had a little bit more of that same animation, but I
Yeah.
think they did improve a little bit upon it as well. But what are you guys thinking on this one? I think it was like my biggest issue with the animation in this one is that it's like really fast. It's like it looks so
Really
oversped.
fast. Yeah. Extremely fast.
And so it does hit the uncanniness a little bit more than I think Bon Voyage did. But it is a jam. It is a really, really solid song. One of my favorites, but the animation does pull it down for me a little.
I think I had it ranked to B on mine.
I had it ranked to B as well, 3.
I won't lie. For me, it's a C.
To C. Wow.
The song, but since we're taking account the animation with it, because I'm watching it right now as well, Vex is right. The fast pace of it, it feels like I'm watching a clip through Kizaru's Devil Fruit. It's way too fast. The transitions and everything.
Yeah, it is.
Good way to put it.
It is.
Yeah,
It is really, really fast. I love the song.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite. If we were just judging the songs alone, this might be top 5. Like, it's a good song, but the animation for me drags it down to a B. Like, I think we all said B or C, right? But
Yeah.
I think this is a solid entry for B tier, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I had that B in my own list as well. Extra points for being the
hell
first
yeah.
16:9
Moving-
formatting. I respect it, but
Okay. The song
Yeah.
is really great, but we're judging it also on the animation, Smokey, and like that's like where it really takes it out of it for me. Moving forward from that one, we go into a brand new world.
brand
Now this
new
one-
world.
This one is, I could say a lot about this. I don't like the animation at the very beginning with the rotating ship. That is like entirely too uncanny again. More so than what I felt with Bon Voyage, but not quite as bad as Kokoro no Chizu. But that very first like 5 seconds where the ship is like rotating, it takes me out so much. But the song starts so good. And they brought back the bouncing Mary animation. I love the little bouncing Mary animation, and so that just bumps it up a little bit for me specifically. And it's got like the
so
whole naval
cute.
fleet chasing them. We get to see Soge King, my goat, which is really, really cool. And like it's hype. It is a very hype opening. I think outside of the first little tiny bit of that animation, this is such a solid entry. What are you guys thinking?
So it's one of my favorites, especially with the clip, the animation, because you talked about Soge King. If I'm not mistaken, that's also the one where we see Gear Second. We see the goat, which is Knack Beer, for those who are not Marshall D. Teach, also known as Knack Beer.
Neckbeard.
No, I feel like this one is when I was younger and I'm really, I was much younger when I was really into the anime. This was one of the rare intros or openings where I would watch fully because it's just so cool. All the different characters in it as well. And, and also with the whole Water 7 and his lobby being such a pivotal moment in the One Piece story. So for me, it is an S tier. It's my first,
I
on the
think
spot
that-
S tier other than We Are.
I also have to
yeah.
mention, so you put an S tier, crazy. Let's go. I know that this is the top 1 favorite, the number 1 opening of all of the openings for a really long time running, up until very recently. For a friend of the channel, SSJ8 Cody, we love you, Cody. This was his number 1 favorite for a really, really long time. We'll figure out what his new favorite is later into the stream, so I have to shout out that for him. For me, I put this in like pretty much the top of A. It's not quite S for me. S is a little bit more prestigious, but this is a super solid entry.
I don't have much to say
I
that
only
you
had
all
it on
haven't
B.
touched
I
on.
think I had it in B category.
I do actually. I had it
Yeah.
in B category as well.
BAS.
But
So
Dang.
yeah.
Does that
Not- I
average to
can't-
like a low A? You guys
can't-
thinking?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like I can't see much I see wrong with like the animation. Like it just didn't, and I don't know if it was because, you know, everybody seemed to push it at one point as the best opening, but for me I just this just landed on B on my list. But I'm okay
So
with
if we
an
have
A.
an S, yeah, we have an
Yeah.
S, an A, and 2 Bs. I think that averages to low A, right?
right.
I think
yeah.
so. I think so.
Moving
It's
right
not
along.
above Bon
That puts us
Voyage, but it's
to-
not below Kokoro no Chizu.
I can respect it. Next up we have this one is called Crazy Rainbow,
I love this song.
which I think it opens up really cool with the animation because you can see the different letters of the One Piece logo are like scattered around. But
Yeah.
then that doesn't ever like get told. There's no like actual story to it's just like a thing they did for no reason. But like some openings tell like a story with their animation. It's just random. Like I don't know why they did that, but it's cool. So that kind of like felt weird to me. I love the brass, like the horns. Like you get like a nice cool like trumpet in the background and like that's like driving throughout the song. But I think the chorus to this song is super annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
I absolutely love this song. It's wild.
I think the drums and the guitar are really cool in the slowdown when it's like showing like Mihawk and Ace.
yeah.
But then they get right back into the chorus, and I'm not a fan of the chorus. But
I
also
really like
think
the
that
ska
they did
vibes.
recycle. Yeah, they recycled some animation clips. Like you could tell that they just put something on a loop for a bit, so that kind of takes me out of it a little bit. And they made the bouncing Mary look weird. I think they it's an absolute travesty to me that they made the bouncing Mary look like the way that they did. It doesn't look good. They did it from like a bird's eye view instead of like a profile, and it kind of looks weird. I'm not gonna lie. For me, this
S
one
tier.
wasn't really it. S?
Bro, it's
Bro, I put it
one
in
of my
D.
favorites.
What?
yeah. Yeah, I
Oh
loved it.
my goodness.
Yeah.
3-Day, where did you end up putting Crazy Rainbow?
I had it in A.
Yeah.
I mainly
man.
like the name though.
It's no.
They
no.
say it like 6,000 times, so I'm glad you like the name because that's like half the lyrics. But
if I'm taking
Oh
like
my goodness.
no, I'm absolutely not. And see, I listened to this a lot before, so like I may be a little biased, and like I didn't, you know, when listening to it, you're not really looking at the animation. After watching it a few times, it is pretty cheesy. I won't argue that. But yeah, I really like the song, but maybe the
I
animation
have to be
holds it
honest.
back.
I only listened to like 45 seconds of it probably to refresh my memory. So,
So,
but
I'm
still,
gonna-
I liked it.
So this is gonna be my first on the spot ranking. It's going to be a very rare for me. It's an O tier for Orochi. I won't lie. I still remember how much I disliked it back in the day when I re-listened to it today.
yes.
And it's also
Oh,
for me
man.
the around the time it is. You know, if I'm not mistaken, it's around the Ennis Lobbies for the Bark era. It's just for me it did not fit. Like, you know, sometimes, you know, especially the anime, you get into that world, and I feel like this one song is okay, but the clip is just
No, man, I'm
doesn't
standing on
do it for-
business. This is S tier for me.
No, it is not, brother. I have it in D. Cube just put it in a letter that's below F.
So what are we thinking?
Like, that's gotta average
Low
down.
A's, high B's.
Low A?
Chill.
Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be
This
moved
is
down to
an
D just to level out however else feels.
I'm gonna have
You know
to.
what?
Yeah. Okay. As long
Honestly,
as I'm not putting it in
I
F.
wouldn't be against if we put it around C because I don't even want to give
Bottom
it the
of
will.
C.
I don't even want to give it the will of D to that one. That's how
Okay.
much I
Oh
don't
my
like.
goodness.
Oh my god.
What did the captain rate it?
A D. A D.
Hell
That's what I
yeah!
was
So yeah,
saying,
we're
but-
avering down. Yeah, like so. This is
Lucas, look
perfect.
at you!
Same
Congratulations,
brain
man.
cell.
W, Lucas. You have
I'll
good
give
taste
it
for
to.
once.
I'll put it in
I
D.
gave it.
You
I
can't-
gave it some shine. I said I like the horns. I like the slower part when it's showing like I think it's like Mihawk, Ace, and Shanks. Like I think that part's really cool. It's the chorus that just sucks. But then we
Don't make me sing
move
it.
right along. Since we don't do it. Then we move right along to Jungle P. Y'all don't
Great.
want to hear me spit about this one. Y'all don't
Uh-oh.
want to hear it.
It's pretty good.
I think
Yes, Nick? Oh,
this
I,
is
I like
this
it.
is my favorite male vocalist of probably like other than Hiroshi Kitarani. This is like my favorite male vocalist of all of the One Piece openings. I think that seeing the Sunny and Frankie and Brooke and like them making their debut is huge and like hype, and I love that. The animation is like stepping away from uncanny, so that's like really really solid in my opinion. It's a lot more palatable and polished. The bass is fat, like it is so good after like they do like the switch up near the middle. Seeing like the songs slow down as they Kuda burst and the sun is like soaring through the sky. Like I love this opening, and it's not just because it's tied to Thriller Bark.
It's one of the
It's just a
few
good
openings
opening.
my daughter danced to when we were listening to him the week.
Aw.
Jungle P.
Yeah, that earns it some points right there. I love like this is one of the few openings I actually listen to in my free time, like not when I'm just watching One Piece or something like that. Like I actually have this on a few playlists. It's really good.
I had
I
it
rank
in
this as like the
C.
top of A. What?
I
For me-
did. I had it in C.
So for me, the song would be between a C and a B, but and this comes from someone who's been very critical of certain openings. I mean, you guys heard me, but I feel like the animation is where they start taking seriously opening animation. For me, it's fire. The way the sun hits the straw hats, the different straw hats, the way we see Brooke appearing. I think that's the first opening of Brooke, right? Where Brooke's inside the opening, if I'm
Yes.
not mistaken. It's just so
Frankie,
fire.
Brooke, Sunny, all of them
Yeah.
make their debut in this
Yeah, yeah.
opening.
I do feel like this is one of the rare times where I feel like the visual did it better than the audio, and the audio is for me. It's a very good one. It's not my
The
favorite
visuals
one,
are
obviously.
amazing in this one.
The visuals are just amazing. To which I think
They
if
really
we
are.
take openings on the visual and the audio, I would put it between B and A for me.
Well,
Range
Lucas
depending.
is saying
I put
C too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying like around C. Like I put this top of A. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the most iconic ones for me. Specific. I also rewatch Thriller Bark like every year or two, so there's that. But
I'm giving it an A.
regardless, like I tried to judge it without bias. It's just a really like it's the most solid animation we've seen so far, in my opinion, of all of the openings we've gotten.
And I love the
song's a
song.
bop. It's a
So,
really
yeah.
good song.
Dude,
I'm,
it's the sun. For people, just look at the clip. The sun, the way it hits the straw hats that moment, and when we see when we get into the flowing triangle, inside Thriller Bark and everything, like, dude, getting a bit dark. Oh, dude,
Yeah,
there's
it
so much
looks sick.
emotions in
It
one
looks
animation.
sick.
I think it would go higher than Kakuro no Chizu.
Oh, definitely.
I'm cool with
So-
that. Yeah, that's fine.
And then right below Brand New World.
Hell yeah.
Pretty fair to
So,
me.
Next up, we are going to Share the World. This one's interesting. It's like a little funky, a little groovy, but not really my jam. I'm gonna be real. I didn't vibe with this one that much. The little title cards though that each of the Straw Hats get look freaking sick. Like it's very colorful, and like I really like that little animation they did, and it's just a vibrant like animation. We get to see the Gown cannon, which is cool. There's like the whole Supernova and Warlords sequence, which is really cool. I think that they did a lot with the animation here. I'm just not a big fan of the song.
The animation's
forget,
cool, but it's like they were trying to get set a mood that One Piece isn't really about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
also the introduction in that intro of Lucas and Kusolan's people, the Celestial Dragons, who also make a debut in this intro.
Brother.
Crazy.
But I
Crazy
do
Lucas
think the
was-
animation is very well done. It's just, it's kind of like, you know, this isn't a vacation
messy.
story, you know what I mean?
I feel like it's messy for me. There's too much. I think I do like the part with the Sawadee moments, but I do feel like it is kind of a messy opening for me personally.
Well, it has some huge moments, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I really don't like the song. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Like, actually don't
Yeah, I
like this
put it
song.
at, like, I put it as like a C just because I like the animation. Like at least like for the first like minute, I think the animation's really good. It starts to get a little too spoilery, I think, like near the end there. But the song really drags it down like a lot.
Really drags it down, man.
You know what it makes you feel
So
like?
I have it as C. Go ahead.
It makes you feel like we're supposed to watch like something. The audio is supposed to be more upbeat because of the animation, but the audio is more like techno or like this will be perfect for something like Egghead.
I wouldn't be
There's
opposed to
this
putting it
whole-
in D tier.
Yeah, so DD for me is
I'm fine with
completely-
that.
Yeah,
3-Day, what are you thinking about Share the World?
I had it in A. I feel ashamed now.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
man.
like,
I think
clearly
maybe
it's an
bottom
A
of
then.
C would be
Yeah.
fun.
That's fair then.
Or,
It
like,
wouldn't
I'm
be
cool with
higher
D,
than
wherever's
Hikaru.
clever.
also I do understand because if you think about it, 3 days name, 3-day trip, isn't that the same intro where we get the child being sent to a 3-day trip? I do understand her putting it higher.
This next
That's
one
why
though,
I did it. That's a good excuse.
I did put it in C, based
Yeah.
on your opinions of it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But this
Perfect.
next
No, I
one,
don't have-
That's fine. No stress. Me trying to pronounce this is gonna be crazy. It is Kaze wo Sagashite. Which is this one is adorable. I
Yeah.
love the animation all throughout this. I just want to say this. It's so cool just seeing them vibe. Just like there's like Nami and Sanji cooking. They're like decorating a cake together, and that's adorable. And I love that. Then Chopper and Frankie are like decorating like an alpaca, and this alpaca has cannons. Like he's alpacking heat. Like this is crazy. Then we have like Robin playing Go with Zoro, and it's hilarious because Zoro doesn't get why he's losing. And then like Brooke is like playing the piano, and you've got like a Meister Chopper conducting, and there's like these like little cool like frogs with top hats, and like a baboon on the cello, and like it's like the song is just cute. Like it's not a great song, but it's cute. The animation is so sick. I love this animation.
Animation carries this one for me. Got such tidy line work. Absolutely.
It's like my biggest complaint is that it's like such a cute animation and such a cute like song, and then they show like Impel Down clips and then like the execution platform,
Yeah, that's the
and I'm
rough
like,
part.
that does not belong here. So it takes me out of it a bit, but I cannot speak enough about how much I love just the cool little cute crew interactions in the first bits of the animation. But because of the immersion breaking of having like a lovey-dovey cutesy kind of song playing over like really sad moments in the end of the opening,
Yeah.
I think I put this one low C. Like it takes me down, it takes me out of it a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna say this. You know how we talk about the one with Alabasta, which spoiled Robin? This was what it was introduced at the beginning of Impel Down. This gives you so much spoiler about what happens in Marineford. So
Does
just
it?
visual enough, I'm gonna put it really low.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
You see
knew
how Luffy
Ace
arrives
was
in
going
Marineford.
to,
Yeah, but you see also how Luffy,
yeah.
the twist of the Luffy, you see them all falling from the
but
sky.
that's not.
Yeah, it's
That's not like really like, yes, it's a spoiler if you know, but if you don't know, it's just like a random thing that happens. You
Yeah.
know, like
I
you
see
know what I
you
mean? It's not like a direct spoiler. So I can't rate this as hard as I did with Hikari E, but I do think that it does drag it down a good bit, you know?
Yeah. So because I do like I won't say the sound for me will be a B, but because of that I want to put to a C because of some of the scenes we see in Marineford. But like you said, compared to the Robin one, I would agree it's less of a spoiler because since the way it's done, it could be seen as it's just the animation for the intro, for the opening.
Two of my favorite arcs. There's the Annie's Lobby and Marineford, but I put it in C because for the song. But I guess it could
Yeah,
go up
I
for
think
animation.
that's three.
That is.
Yeah, that's like 3 C's. Knack, where do you and Captain put it?
I put it in C, and so I think he did too. Actually, he put it in F. The song is atrocious.
Let's go. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna put it
Lucas
in
had it
D
in
then.
F?
Low C,
Yeah,
yeah, low
I won't
C
lie.
or high D would be where we average out, right?
Yeah.
it's going in high
Also,
C
Vex,
above
I think
Crazy
high
Rainbow.
D,
High D above Crazy Rainbow.
yeah,
Yeah,
high D is fine.
Hey,
What's
don't you
up,
feel
Cube?
Vex? The sound a bit, like not the lyrics, but the sound behind it of the vocals, kind of gives me the vibe of Hunter x Hunter. Some of the openings of Hunter x Hunter, a bit sometimes.
Well, nah, I don't really get that vibe. Like, this is way too cute, but like it does. I don't know. It's just it's like immersion breaking. I don't know. To me, like after you get to the sad bits in the end. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
respect high D. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Moving right along once more, we go to One Day.
Can I say something about this?
This is, go for it, spit, brother.
This is my favorite opening of all.
Yay! I
Of
got it in
all.
S
Of
too.
all.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
so top 1 for Knack, S tier for 3 Day. Let's go. You tell us why. What
Man, this almost
What you
made me
got
tear
going on,
up
Nick?
watching this again the week. This is such an impactful opening. It's right at the peak of Marineford, and it gives you all the hope in the world that Luffy's gonna achieve his goal. But then you can flip it on its head and you
I
realize that
think
it still accounts to how the story played out. And man, I
yeah.
can't say much
Like,
more else
I
about
love the lower tempo of most of the song, and then like once you get to the chorus, he kind of gets whiny, but in a good way. Whiny is not a bad thing for this type of song, right? It's
Hmm.
just a note, but it's like it's the whole resolution of this arc is very somber.
it.
And I think it
Exactly.
captures that really well with that in the music. And it's like, I'm not a huge fan of like whinier stuff like that, and like not all of the song is though. It's just in the chorus, and like I think it's really well done. Then there's like
There's
in
a
the
lot
very
of
beginning of
feeling
the
in it.
animation.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's a good thing for sure. But at the very beginning of the animation, when it shows the logo is like flaming. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that's a nice touch. Like that is really cool. And like I like that a lot. You get to see like the first shots of each of the Straw Hats. They're all in different places. They're all looking in different directions, and they're all not smiling. And that hits.
yeah,
Like
it
knowing what
hits.
we know, that hits. It's really, really hard hitting. And then you see them smiling, but you realize it's only in their memories. It's in flashbacks. And that's
Yeah, it was
like that
incredible.
hits hard as well. We get a shot of Lafitte's wings when it like flashes. It flashes like the Whitebeard crew and the admirals and the Shishibukai, but it also shows Blackbeard's crew and Lafitte with his big old like wings. Like that looks so freaking cool. And honestly, that was like, I didn't even remember Lafitte had wings until I remember seeing this opening, which was crazy. Back in the day when I was like catching up.
And for like such a happy-go-lucky, you know, uppity pirate story, like we've gone through every opening so far. It's been all about like adventure and love and cheerfulness, and then this was just like, you know, this is where we're to in the story right now. Things are not going well for our guys, and the opening to portray that
The
was impressive.
The only complaint I did have is that it feels like they were going for like obviously the somber tone, which I can respect, and it carries through. But then there were also like hype moments, like when they were showing those factions that I was just talking about. And those hype moments felt a little flat with the sad song going in the background. So like there's a bit of a clash there, but I still do really like this because of just a small amount of complaints that I did have. I ended up putting this one in B tier, but if it was just the song by itself, I'd probably put it in high A.
Interesting. Where you to, Kube?
I'm a tough critic, I guess.
It's time. I think it's time to call Big News Morgan, because I've got a scoop for you. Between the song and the animation, that's just fire. For me, it's an S tier. I like.
So we got 3 S's. Where's Lucas put it?
Captain got it as a C.
Because I do like how the song starts.
I don't know what he was drinking when he was paying attention to this stuff.
Yeah. Mellow. It's mellow to a certain point, but then as you get into the Marineford with all the matchups, you have that crazy vocal in the background that just heightens everything, and then it goes back mellow as you know we get the end, which I think is it's the
got
best
a
way
low
to
point.
You know,
it definitely has a low point where it's like, you know, it's not hitting the same, but like the first maybe 40-50% and then the last 10-15% were perfect.
Yeah, and I feel like it was the best opening for an arc like Marineford. Like I feel like the way the vocals went up and down throughout the opening is a bit how it was an emotional roller coaster in Marineford. And the panels where they showed, like Vex said, the Blackbeard pirates, the admirals, that panel with Sengoku, Garp, and the high-ranking Marines is just fire.
So would you put it over Bon Voyage?
Ooh.
That's the question.
It goes above everything, doesn't it?
So we got a C, a B, and 3 S's. I think high A is fair.
Yeah, so would you put it over We Are, though?
I think you would. You put it in top 1.
Oh, definitely would.
But I like the consensus here.
It's fair. Yeah, I think it's fair to put it there. I agree. I disagree with where I would put it, but I can understand if we're leveling it out. Like, it probably does belong there.
Let's go.
Excellent. we're still not putting anything on F or S, so this is going to be pretty interesting as we move on. So that was the Marineford arc opening. Next up is for the ASL flashback, which this opening is called Fight Together. And I just gotta say, the opening beat is a vibe. It starts out so hot. I love it.
Yeah, it's
and
a
then we get to see Fat Usopp.
Yeah. We see my boy Sabo for the first time in the opening. You know what? I will call Fight Together the anti believe, where it is not forgettable. It's one of those. It's one of those openings that you just. I just re-putted the clip right now, and as I was looking at it, it just gave me nostalgia. Like I remember, I knew the next scene was about Sabo and the ASL siblings are about to show up. So yeah,
I mean,
definitely a high ranking.
Even without looking at the siblings, just looking at what we get in the animation from the rest of the Straw Hats, it shows all of the moments where they start to believe in Luffy. It shows like Chopper crying in Drum Kingdom. It shows Robin, I want to live. It shows all of the cementing, like crystallizing moments where the Straw Hats believed 100% without a doubt, I will join this crew and this man will be the future king of the pirates. Like it's such a good take. And the funniest thing is that they animate Frankie's speedo, like it's like dangling in front of Luffy's face, and I'm just like, that is peak. That is so funny.
I love how
Yeah.
like because we didn't get much on what they were up to in the time skip, so it's like a little recap for people, especially for people coming back into the series. Like what were they at? And like the intro shows like this is kind of what they were up to during the time skip. They were all working on their talents.
Yeah, I do like the point you guys made about you see the different moments with the Straw Hats of Luffy, remembering every moment Luffy was there for them. And when you think of especially the arc where this opening was in, it ends with them finding out what happened to his brother, and them realizing that when it was for them, he was there at the lowest point, but they couldn't be there for him.
Yeah,
Such strong emotion.
it's heavy, and we didn't have this opening for too long either because the ASL flashback wasn't like
Yeah, it was
super
a long
long.
one.
Neither was
No.
Marineford, but I think this song is fire. I really actually do like the song, and I think the animation is also fire. This is my first S tier.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's definitely a Fire Fist type of opening. I had to, sorry.
No,
Where you
it
put
brings
it at,
back a
Cube?
certain feeling.
I had it in C,
See, that's fair.
but without after hearing Vex's explanation and everybody else, I mean, it can go up. It's just that I was going by how much I like the song.
So I'm gonna quote Frankie. It's awesome. It's an A.
I had it in the B
Okay,
tier, so that's really funny. We are divided
Where's the
as
captain
divided
have it?
gets here. The captain has it in the B tier. He said that beat though.
Okay, so S, an A, 2 B's, and a C. I think that puts us closer to B, right?
I think
Yeah.
that would even be a
Low A.
high B.
Yeah, because I put it
Oh,
high.
A, high
I B.
B.
I'm cool with that.
That would go higher than Jungle
A's looking
P.
pretty bloated.
Yeah.
I put this in S, so obviously I'm cool with it being higher than Jungle P. But
Yeah. I can respect it.
let's see. And then moving right along into the post time skip, we're going into the new world, everybody. This is a huge one, especially with recent events such as the fan letter and the Fishman Island redoing. We Go is next up on the list, and what a doozy. This is crazy.
Bro,
This is
no. I got it high.
another Hiroshi Kitadani like song. He's done a few of them, and this is good. This is, in my opinion, I rated this higher than We Are.
I did
I'm gonna
too.
be completely real. This is the easiest S tier.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
I
if
had
I
it.
Easiest S
was
tier.
being what is it? Recency bias. If it was recency bias, clouded my judgment. But when I heard this the first time done by the crew, I realized how much I loved the original. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that was done so well.
Also, it's a combination of recency bias and like nostalgia goggles. So it's
Right.
like a really weird place that we're in with this one. But seeing it at the end of Fan Letter was so like I had goosebumps. Like my heart skipped a beat. I was just hearing the crew sing it, like hearing like Mayumi Tanaka, and we got like 07's in chat for Kazuki Yao. He stepped down from, but he was still singing in this one. So like it's like one of the last things we have from him as a voice actor for Frankie.
Yeah,
I think it is the last thing we have from him as the voice actor for Frankie. So that also adds like a lot
Instant.
of hype. Yeah, it's
unless
the
you guys
easiest
have a
S tier
strong argument
that we've
for
hit
me
so
not
far.
to put it in S, I'm putting it in S.
I
What do
think
you
that it's
say,
really
Cube?
cool too. In the animation, we get like the sunny like
Taking
it's really
off.
cool. There's like there's a part of the animation where there's like the red line cutting the screen in half, and the sunny is sailing through different like days, and like you could see the night, the moon going, and then on the other half of the screen you see a bunch of cool characters like interact. It just looks really cool. That's one of my favorite animation sequences, because we do cross the red line, like underneath the red line in this point, and
Yep.
it looks really dope. That is such a cool and well done animation sequence.
Mm-hmm.
in the original one.
Yeah, Captain's on board with
And,
this
like,
too. S
I
tier.
legit like jumped out of my chair at the end of fan letter when I heard this and the crew was singing it. Like, that's how much I love this one.
For me, it's also an S.
Fantastic.
Because of the new
Yeah.
rendition of it. It just the original was fire, but the new rendition of it just makes it even better.
It hits. Yep. And
Yeah,
I'm proud to say
Captain
that's
says
our
in the
first
chat,
S.
he cried. Yeah, he cried
Aw.
in the whenever he heard the crew version. I fully respect it, dude. It hits. It's like,
Yeah.
it gave me chills, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, it was something else, wasn't it?
But
Oh, it's gonna be hard to top
excellent. Glad we could all agree. Yeah,
Yes.
it really
that. It'll be
is.
hard to top that.
Um,
It was first we've all been in agreement on any opening thus far, and it was all
Yeah, everyone-
S.
Put on your top hats
Unanimous,
because it's
yeah.
gonna be tough to top that. Put on your top.
Awesome.
Next up, we have Hands Up,
Yeah, guys,
It's a
put
fun
your hands
song,
down.
which
It's definitely
is
It's a fun song.
This is Punk Hazard, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not a
the
fan of this one.
animations are a little goofy. The song is a little bit goofy, but it's fun. Like, it's, you know,
My first note is pretty mid.
it's
Like,
pretty
that's
fair.
The first thing I put here. It's like a decent song. It's like decent animation. I don't have major complaints, but I don't have
Yeah.
anything like crazy to say about it either. But there is one thing. The crew is absolutely dripped out in like that last little shot in the sequence, like the final bit. Like you get to see everyone like in like tuxedos and like.
Oh yeah.
Like it looks sick. That is like the best thing about this, but I can't rate this any higher than a C. I think this is like D material, honestly. It's just like C is like mid, and I think that's kind of where it belongs. So I wouldn't be angry at C or lower. What do y'all think?
I think you have a pretty
Okay.
fair assessment to that. I like the line work a lot, but like I said, it's a real goofy kind of thing. And Punk Hazard was really kind of dark. So with
Yeah,
that, you know,
I
it's,
agree.
it's clashing there.
Where did
What do
you
you
put it
guys
at,
think?
3-day?
I had it in A.
A tier.
Okay.
I had a
So this-
lot in A, okay?
Okay, I'll say this now about this one. This one is I'm not gonna say it's so bad, but it's one of my least favorites. That even the flamingo is laughing in the opening. That's how I feel about it. So I'm gonna put it, and I'm sorry guys, into F.
So we got A,
I wouldn't
F,
argue.
and then like a C and a C. Is that
Yeah,
what-
I'd
like,
say I think I'd give it a C. It was almost hard to place. Originally, it was down in the D tier, but
You should keep it.
yeah, it's clean line work. I'm looking at it again now. It has some tidy shots, some well done animation, but all in all, I just
really
can't vibe
love-
with it.
I loved Punk Hazard. His law was there,
Same.
so that might play into it a little
So
bit.
I think well, like low C would average out if we had an A, an F, and 2 C's, right? Where's
I
the
think
Captain?
so.
Probably a D then. Or no, I don't know. Low
Captain?
C or
Captain says it's an A, but like I said, he drinks a lot.
For hands
Yeah.
up. That's
He's a pirate.
crazy. That is
Well, I wasn't
slanderous.
the only
I think,
one then?
Yeah,
wow.
I got it laid in
So they-
C, but
high C then. Yeah,
yeah.
like if it's 2 A's, an F, and 2 C's, it would be like high C, right?
it didn't spoil anything, and it's probably better than Believe.
Mid C.
So it's the highest
Yeah, I'm
C
cool
we
with that.
have right now.
Dope. Next up is moving into Dressrosa Saga. We have
Gorgeous.
Wake Up.
This was gorgeous.
Wake Up is this one's really controversial. Like I've heard about this one a lot online. I skipped it because I didn't want any spoilers, and thank goodness I did skip it because this one is hella spoilery. But it throws in a bunch of red herrings because it shows you a bunch of admiral matchups that never happened, but
Right.
it introduces like it shows you basically the end of Dressrosa. And this is just the first half of Dressrosa. This is like what we see during all the Colosseum stuff, because there's another one for Dressrosa, right?
This is the one that
So this,
like
shows
you said,
you
flashes through like
so many
Zoro
spoilers.
and Zoro versus Isho and Luffy versus Sakazuki and
There's also
and
that
Sanji
crazy
versus
moment.
Kizaru. Like,
There's also that crazy moment where the opening stops and you hear Blackbeard laughing, and then it's a matchup between Luffy and Blackbeard.
yeah, fair enough. That killed it.
yeah, it takes me out of it.
F
It
tier for
really
that
does
alone.
kill it. I'm not gonna lie. So my notes are like, what are these Admiral matchups for real? The random voiceover is off-putting. It feels way out of place. But Nami does have one of the sickest fits at a certain point in this song. She be looking fire, and so that's a little bit of redemption.
love her version
But it's
myself.
Not
hella
enough.
spoilery.
No, I'm putting this.
So
I
I
would
put this
say
one
F.
at D.
F for me. I know you
F, let's
don't,
go.
Captain. I'm just trying to draw
For
a
me,
new
it's a C.
question. Your choices here. For the
I had it
record,
in B.
the captain does not drink. This is why I keep saying he's drinking all the time. Because it's funny.
No, he doesn't drink
goodness.
alcohol.
So we have
He-
F.
He smells alcohol. That's what. He doesn't drink it. He doesn't need to.
So we have F, 2 Ds, a C. Where's the captain put this one?
He
this
said it's
one?
a bop, so it doesn't really tell us much. Give us a letter.
He gave us an A.
An
Highest
A?
A, he
Crazy.
said.
That's
I had a B.
crazy, man. Now this is
That would put it above one day on our tier list. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I physically can't do it. I don't know if it'll let me.
Look at you
I
do
don't-
know that
I think it might
A
crash.
is not the lowest letter. In case he's doing like a DEF CON where he thinks A is the lowest, one is actually one of the highest. So Lucas, because that could be the issue. Because I'm questioning some of your choices, to be honest.
so if we have a D, an F, a C, a B, and an A, where do we even put that?
Oh wow.
F.
That's a full spread. I think it would be
It's fair.
like I'm gonna be
Oh,
completely real. For spoilers alone, I might change mine to F. Like I
We'll throw it in D then.
It's
'cause
crazy.
That would be
It's going
okay,
below
make a
Crazy Rainbow then. It's not going above Crazy Rainbow. I don't care.
whatever you say, buddy. I'm here for it.
Y'all
but
need to
then we
learn
get-
more about music.
After the
Captain.
after the Karate Coliseum stuff, once we're getting to the more climax and bird cagey stuff in Dressrosa, we have the next opening, which is Hard Knock Days. Hard Knock Days.
sure you didn't mess up at all.
No,
This one's
that
actually
was
pretty
not
fun.
intentional. What are you talking about?
This animation is really fun.
It's a
What about,
hard knock life. For
The
I'm sorry.
song? Mm,
No.
mm. I really like
For
the
me,
animation.
this was kind of
but
meh.
yeah. The
I
song
think
really
that the
isn't
song
there.
was way too. The song was way too cheery for showing like Corazon like bloody and like smiling while missing teeth and stuff. I'm like, this is not a happy moment. Like, why are you? I don't know. It took me out of it. I'm not gonna lie.
I won't lie. I feel like conflicted because I'm not a fan of the intro or the animation or even the song. But it's the first time we see the Flame Emperor in action, so I'm conflicted.
I actually do like a bit of the animation, like where we get like the little showcase of what Straw Hat's capable of now. But I just can't. The song killed it for me.
It's not a bad song. It's just not a great song in my
Not
opinion.
a good fit. Yeah. So I put this in
I had
D
it
tier.
B.
B tier. I had it in
Put it
D.
in C. So we
There
got
you go.
a B,
Pretty fair
D,
spread.
C. Cube, what's your verdict?
I'll put it into a C, so it levels up.
And
Okay.
it's
So,
still
then-
probably higher than Hikari.
Sovereignty. I'm just kidding. Sorry, we're just going to...
Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah, that's a solid placement. Next up we get, I
We
believe
knock.
this is the first one for this is the first one for Whole Cake. Or no, this is for Zhao. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is for Zhao, which
Yeah.
is We Can.
Yep, we didn't get many for
I
this
see
one.
what you did there, Cube.
Yeah.
Right out the gate, the silhouette, like the little silhouettes at the very beginning of the animation, like the first like 5 seconds, that is sick. That looks so clean. Like they're like
Yep.
in the clouds and like you can see their silhouettes dancing. It's great. It has a really, really good guitar riff. I love it. There's a lot of like really clean ass like lens flares and stuff like that. Like I think this is a very pretty animation.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I like the animation, but the song is actually pretty good too. I can't say much bad
Yeah.
about it.
It's another Hiroshi Kitadani song, so you know it's gonna be at least B tier or above. Like a lot of people would put all of his work in S. I put this one in A myself. I think this is a really solid entry.
Fun fact: if you watch this with like just one eye and you're doing something else at the same time, at the beginning when Usopp is holding his pop green with his 2 fingers, I thought that he was doing the middle finger at me. Fun fact. So
No.
I did
This
see all
one
these
has a lot
talking
of feel good moments too, and like it's really well like drawn. Like this, I really appreciate when the line works clean in these intros because that's one thing
Bro, the
about
lens flares. There's like
yeah.
3 of them on screen at once, and it looks so sick. Like,
It's
I
very
don't know,
tidy.
they really, really hit the lighting like really well with this
Yeah.
one. I think the animation's solid. Song's a bop.
I'll give it
I
an A
could
tier.
not see this going below A tier. Yeah.
What do you
For
Rita,
me,
think?
where'd you have this one at?
It's a high B, low A for me. I do like it, as in the
Fair
Usopp
enough.
doing the middle finger at me.
High B, low A is still an A in this. What do you think in 3-day?
I had it in C,
Oh,
so I guess it would be a B to average it
But
out.
it's hilarious.
What
Whenever I
about
put a high rankings, really puts it
Lucas?
low.
Lucas put it in
Well,
S
I
tier.
feel the
see,
same way.
I don't have any of them that I
S
dislike,
tier.
so to me, it's just trying to figure out which one I like more because I don't think I
yeah.
have any that are actually. So F wouldn't be something I disliked or upset me or anything like that.
I get you.
So my
I do have
ranking
a
is
few
going to
that
be
I
a lot
did
different.
dislike.
I did as well.
But so Lucas put it in an S, and then we have 2 A's, and then a low A, high B, and a C. I think that probably A, right? Is like
I
where that
think
would
there's
level
a
out
yeah.
to.
I think there's a low A.
Either top of B or bottom of A, right?
Yeah.
I think that's safe, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we have Fight Together at the top
Solid.
of B, so I think low A is probably fair for that.
Yeah, really solid. Okay,
This
next
is
up
looking good.
is Hope. Hope is
whole cake
not
one,
my
no?
jam at all. Yeah, I was not a fan of this, except for there's like a slower part, which is pretty cool. But I had the same problems I had with Believe, I had with Hope. It's like it felt weird. But there's like a really cool Chopper moment and a really cool Brook moment that I thought were like pretty solid as far as the animation goes. And it has some of my favorite drip for both Sanji and Nami because I love their whole cake drip. But I didn't like this song that much, and I didn't really like the animation that much either. Like I tried to find things to say about this one that were positive, couldn't really find much.
So I won't lie. For me, it's an A. The sound, the music is okay, but I just love the animation. It's one at the time, as those who know, I was very critical of Whole Cake in the anime. Just felt like it was not answering some of the stuff I wanted, but it was okay. I felt like it became too power scaly for this arc, how they did it. But I felt like the transition, especially when you get to the whole beige moment, the beige side, the vent smoke, how it got a bit darker. I did like the transition. So
I thought it was really emotional myself, and I liked all of it, and I had it all around between high A and S.
I had it up there too, 3-day. I had it in A tier. I really like this one. Now it might be.
We're talking about Hope.
Yeah, it might be now rose tinted glasses because looking back on it, it tells the story, and maybe that's not a good thing for the time we watched it, but watching it the week, I really did appreciate this one.
Dang man, I put this in D. Like I'm not even
Really? It had
Swear.
all the moments in it where Luffy and Sanji fought, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was just so emotional for me.
I get it.
So,
So we
I
have a
mean, that
two
that
A's.
was that's technically a spoiler, I think, because like
It
this was for the
is.
first half of Whole Cake, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
what
I
that's
mean,
what I mean
it's
by
that
looking
just
back on it is with rose tinted glasses
yeah.
because at the time it come out we shouldn't have known that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It
not
would've
a
been a
huge fan of
spoiler.
it. I straight up I put it in D.
It's got to go lower than it's got to go down around the other spoiler ones. So I'm gonna put it in D as well.
Like which was like mid C, right?
Yeah. I have it in high D though, 3
Huge.
because I got emotional rewatching it too.
Next up is gonna be what an entry this one is. Next up we have the latter half of Whole Cake, Superpowers.
F.
F.
I was gonna say super lame, but okay.
Bro,
I
that
like
is the
I'd
easiest
really
It
F
sounds
there has
like
ever been.
yeah. Big
it's the most
time.
cheesiest, the most Power Ranger version of all One Piece opening. I'm sorry.
Brother, I never thought they'd go there with that line. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally my one note about this song is this is not a banger. And I know bangers. Like the chorus is so lame, and they have like this like you said like a Power Rangers like a
Yeah,
toy
it's
where you
weird.
press the button. Like that's what the chorus sounds like. And then once they break away from the chorus, the actual vocals are so auto-tuned to death that I can't stand it. Like I think this is the easiest F there has ever been. Like this song sucks.
We were doing
Like,
homework
I'm gonna
this
be
week.
real.
For real, I watched half of this one, and I just said, okay, that's all I need to hear. I literally couldn't finish it. That is the truth. The song took it so far that like no amount of animation could have saved it for me.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
Kush
agree
Daddy
on
gets
this.
it. Literally the worst. Literally the worst in
That's
the
our
bunch.
first F.
Undoubtedly an F. Yeah,
Yeah.
well deserved F. I think.
Captain gave it a D. D for downright despicable.
So I think that we all, pretty much unanimously, it goes near the bottom of the list. I don't think the captain gave out like any like Fs, did he? Like
no.
Like so, this is near the bottom of his list.
This is his lowest.
Crazy.
This and Crazy Rainbow
even
are
have
the
an F
only
tier.
two he gave a D.
But moving on to hopefully a much better ranking.
Yeah, for real.
Wow, Kush Daddy put it in Z tier. That's hilarious. Moving on to hopefully a much better ranking. We are now in Wano. And the first Wano opening is Over the Top.
S.
Is it not Wano?
Yeah, that's
okay.
a Wano.
It is.
Okay.
It is.
S. This one's so fire. I'm sorry. I immediately, I did watch this one today, and the moment I saw the first second, I said, One Piece. What? No, I was already dancing. I'm sorry. That one's fire.
I respect
It's
it.
so fire.
I respect it.
I had
S
it
for
in
him.
D. You're right, Cube. When you put one high, I put one.
That's so funny. That's so
I didn't have it
Oh
in
my
S though.
God.
I had it in A.
I do not have it. I have it in B.
It's not better than
It's
Bon
overall
Voyage
really
to me.
solid. Yeah, I think that the animation is absolutely hype. This is hype. Like this is how you get hype in an animation sequence. It's really, really, really well done.
Yeah.
I love most of the song, like the brass, like the horns coming in. Sick. I think it's really, really, really tasteful. I love some of the musical choices that are made in the song. I don't like the vocals near the end though. I think that kind of like kills it for me. And like Hiroshi Kitaani did this one as well, and he doesn't miss. I feel like that's like my least favorite stretch of his vocals is just part of the song. The beginning of the song, sick, but I think it really does kind of like go in a weird direction for me. So that takes it down a little bit. I put this one in B tier.
Appreciate you, BK, in the chat. So with that being said, that's probably level it out to a high B tier. I know you have a lot of love for the song Cube, but the captain also gave it an S. So
Really?
that really brings it into the A tier,
An
I
A?
think. I think
Yeah.
that's a fair assessment.
Yes. And it's not. It's really not an over the top ranking, which is good. I had to. I really had
Shout
to.
out to Daxake in the chat.
I see what you did there.
Dak Sake, the mole
Yeah, shout out
god
to BK,
himself.
shout out to Dak. But I really like Over the Top. It's just like it's not my favorite of Hiroshi Kitadani's works. But it's a really the animation is like what really stuck it for me because it's so ridiculously hype.
It tells a great story too. That isn't a spoiler. That's the big part.
Yeah, that is huge. But if we're talking about really solid animation, we are moving on to Dreaming On. This is one of the most gorgeous openings visually. This looks so good.
Stunning.
It's like actually, it's ridiculously colorful. It's so vivid. It's like vibrant. It's bright, and I love it. It's like, and it's again, it rides that same like wave of hype. Dreamin' On is phenomenal, like as like a visual, like animation. I think the guitar is like super chunky, and I love it. It's like a really catchy song also. And this holds a specific place in my heart because this is the opening that was like going on in the anime when I caught up to the anime.
Oh wow.
Because I was anime only up until I got to Wano, and then I started to read. This was the very first opening that I became week to week with on the anime. So it's always gonna hold like a very special place in my heart, you know?
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say something. You know how you talked about the one from Alabasta, which really affected you? I back during the pandemic when this was still going on, I was basically forcing one of my friends to go through Wano because he was so close to everything, so he can start reading the manga with me. And we were at 914, so that's when Luffy gets defeated by Kaido, but we get a new opening. And I was on my phone watching the opening, and then the dude tells me, "Why isn't the opening Whitebeard and Roger clashing against one another?"
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem with this one. I think this is one of the worst spoiler of all time in opening, because those are like two super duper important characters who are also not breathing. So I do like the song, but I have to put in D immediately because of that. It's such a big spoiler for someone who's only
Crazy.
anime. Yeah,
I don't have this one
the
very
song is
high on
good,
my
but
list either, and there's only
yeah,
a C
it's
tier for me. But it was for the
it's
spoiler.
yeah, it's too much of a spoiler.
I
That's
have
why.
it at high A.
I mean, I have it high A as well. I was anime only, and I didn't really consider that a spoiler because like both of those guys aren't breathing anymore, like you said. So I was just like, oh well, that probably doesn't matter. And then like when I got to the flashback, I was like, oh, that's what that meant. But it
Yeah.
was like it wasn't like a direct spoiler because I mean I would assume that the King of the Pirates and like another Yonko probably had clashed in the past. I didn't understand the whole weight behind that clash though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Fair enough.
Also,
So
it's
I wouldn't
because
really say that it's a huge spoiler. I
yeah.
think it was pretty minimal.
Yeah, at least
So-
from my experience when I was doing it, I said, yeah, it's kind of a big thing. Oh, okay, sorry.
No.
Something was
I
happening
don't
to
know,
the
just
video.
the feeling I got from it. I really love. It's probably because I was just starting from the anime and manga. I think around that time. I can't remember for sure, but I know it real sentimental to me.
Yeah, so I guess that would put it in A. Captain also has this as an S tier.
Oh yeah,
No, he has it in a
well-deserved
B tier,
in my
sorry.
opinion.
But I think based on everybody's opinions, seems that it really hit home. And if you felt you didn't that didn't spoil you, like that wasn't an issue for me because I wasn't like watching at the time.
Yeah,
But if you felt that it
Like, I was
didn't
anime
mean
only,
anything, then
so
that's all you could ask for, really. So
I guess the
Yeah, I thought it
average
was
would be
tasteful.
around B or A.
Yeah, I put it low A. Right below Over the Top and above
Hell
Fight
yeah.
Together.
Next up is one of the more recent ones, one that we had for a very, very, very long time. This is leading up into Roof Piece and all of the Onigashima stuff up into a point. We have Paint.
This was fun. But
For me,
too long.
this was the first opening that I had for the entire term of the opening. You know what I mean? Like so I was binging through a whole bunch of these other ones. So like I didn't have to put up with or like I didn't get to listen to the good ones, or I didn't have to put up with the bad ones for like anywhere near as long, because like a week later I'm through that arc. You know what I mean? But I spent like over a year with Paint. So I did not like it at first, but it really grew on me. I love Paint. Like, this is one of my favorites. I'm not even gonna lie. I put this in S tier. I know a
have
lot
it
of
in
people
S
were like,
tier.
Ooh.
yeah, a lot of people think that it goes on for too long and that we had it as an opening for too long and stuff like that. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a really, really good song. I think it's really solid animation. It's like stupid catchy. Like I literally cannot listen to it without tapping my toes and whistling and stuff like that. I never once skipped this opening. It's
That's
because
impressive.
partly because I wasn't worried about spoilers anymore because I was caught up like with like at that point. But like
Yeah.
I listened to the whole thing every time, every single episode, and I think that says something. So I put this in S. I don't know about where do you have it, Cube? Where do you have it, Knack?
I had this one
I
in
mean-
B tier.
Listen, for me, it's a high B, but I will just say this. That sequence when you get a double moment where you both see Nami and Robin spinning around, that's the type of sandwich I like. So I would be willing to put it into A if you guys want to.
I'm not against it.
Yeah, like,
Where would you put it in A though? Would you put it higher than Dreaming On? Would you put it higher than Over the Top?
Oh, I can't go in
I would-
S.
I really like Over the Top, so I would put it maybe
I mean-
Over the Top.
You guys are making a good argument. I mean, Vex watched it for a year straight. That's like 52 times. So
over a year. Like
Yeah.
that's lowballing it. Like we had this for a
Would you-
long time.
real question, would you put it higher than We Are? 3.
Yeah, because for me,
I
I put
would.
We Are
Okay.
collectively as a B.
There you go. I'm gonna put it in high A's or low S. That's where we're
Now,
at.
for everyone who's wondering, this is what the back tattoo that just has the word paint on Vex's back. And this is the reason why Vex has that tattoo.
Crazy.
Like this, you guys know.
I put it in low S.
Crazy. Huge. Next
Yeah.
up is one of the
Peaks.
Shortest.
most recent, and
Peak.
we only had it for like 10
14 chapters.
episodes.
Yeah, 14
or something?
episodes. Yeah, I looked at it
14
today. It's 14 episodes. 14 episodes.
It's
My
crazy,
favorite.
but we're talking about the peak, and this
Bro,
was
this
Gear
was-
5 till Egghead. Like, so just the last little bits of Roof Piece and Post Wano.
You want to talk about
What do
incredible
we think of
animation?
the peak?
This was.
I
Oh,
I would like to butt heads there for a second, because honestly, the first like 30 seconds of it, when it's like everything's just in that one little circle, I think that looks lazy. The rest of it looks really good when they make the circle like
bigger.
more interposed into everything. But like
Yeah.
the first like 30 seconds feels really lazy to me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair. But
Like
That's fair.
it comes
think-
into it
I
but
think the
I don't
after
like
part
it
is what
at-
sells it.
at the beginning.
No, I can't argue with
For
that
sure.
because you're not getting much at the beginning. It's almost like it starts at
You're not.
like 22 seconds in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're getting like the ghost of some cool moments that are like barely, they're like not opaque at all. So you're just and you're only getting like not even a fifth of the screen is like covered with these moments inside this little circle, and the rest of it's just still. That seems lazy to me. The rest of the animation, gorgeous, phenomenal. And when the circle comes back later, they make it work with the rest of the screen, and it's not like partitioning off. Like it comes around.
Yeah.
But that first like 30 seconds, weak, not peak. I'm just saying.
I can respect that.
So,
I
I'll
had
be
this one as
honest.
an S tier for me.
Yeah, for me it's an S, and it's weird, but it gives me my childhood nostalgia of the 90s. I don't know why. There's something like it feels like I'm watching some sort of content for the 90s on how it is. The animation is just peak, so for me it's an S tier. But I do see the criticism because I just want to re-listen that part to Vex. I didn't see it, but now I see what Vex is saying.
No,
So
it's
it's
legit.
not
It's
that-
like it's like
It bothered
legit.
me.
you could cut it.
Yeah,
It's
I can
almost like
see.
you could cut that entire bit out.
Yeah.
And it would have
Yeah.
been better.
I wouldn't miss it much. Or just make it 5 seconds, not 30 seconds. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
But
for
I
real.
will say
But
this compared to
I
in the
think
past, especially. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say it also feels that the change with the Gear 5. It feels like it was at least a step forward when it comes, we were
Oh,
waiting
that
for some
initial
crazy, and I feel like
smile and laugh from Luffy is iconic, of
Mhm.
course. But
yeah.
And I've spoken about like the horns and the brass a lot. This has the most beautiful backtrack of like the brass coming in, and just like it complements the song so well. I honestly, that's my favorite part of the song, because the rest of the song is just okay for me. I don't think it's a
Right.
great song except for like
Right.
small parts.
the
And I
animation is what
think
carried
that
it.
there are great pieces of the animation, but not that whole first 30. So there's a lot of things that brought this down for me. I cannot rightfully put it. I think low B, high C is like where I would put this.
I had it in B.
B? That's fair. That's fair.
Let's
That's
go.
fair. So we got 2 S's, Captain giving an
Captain.
A, and we got 2 B's.
Yeah.
Or no, technically we got a B and a C if we want to get real specific. So this is probably
This would
sitting
be
high
very-
B
B tier,
tier
top of
on
B
our
tier.
list. Yeah,
Yeah, top of B maybe.
I
I'm
think
cool with
Yeah.
that, and that B tier looking a little light, so that helps that.
fills that out right nice.
And then here we go, y'all.
Let's hear it.
Now we're leaving Wano and head. We have opening 26. Another absolute banger of an addition to the catalog of Hiroshi Kitadani. Us.
Incredible, man. Incredible. It's not just recency bias. This tells a story. It's awesome.
Yeah, we gotta show some respect, because it's not just Hiroshi Kitadani going all in on it. It's also, I believe, the storyboard was done for the animation by the one, the only Megumi Ishitani. Correct me if I am wrong.
Yeah, because
But
you have
this,
isn't the same person who also
Yeah.
did fan letter, so that's how there's some similarities in the art. If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
it's phenomenal.
Yeah. It's my favorite as
Yeah,
well.
like
Of all the recent
I
ones,
could
it's my
not
favorite.
speak enough. I could not speak enough. Like, for me, this is top one.
I
This
can see it.
is the number one. This is the cream of the crop. Best animation we've ever gotten
Hands
from a
down.
One Piece opening by far. I think that the hype of this song, as well as just the quality, is like above anything else that we've gotten in a One Piece opening. I love literally every single thing about this track, about the visuals. I think that this is the, like, other than Jungle P and like maybe one or two others, this is the only song that I just play in my free time, you know. Like, I play the song
Let's
a
go.
lot. I listen to the song at least like once or twice a week because I love it so much. Like, this is a full bop. It's so bright, it's so bubbly. The level of details that are put into literally every single frame. There's so much that can be missed. There's YouTubers that have done full like frame by frame analysis of this. It's like a 2-minute intro. People have done 30-minute video essays on how much is packed into this entire animation. It's so good.
It's a fantastic addition
I
to the
agree.
lineup. Yeah, like you said. Kush mentioned the spoilers in it, but I actually don't mind these ones too much because, you know, you get all the one-on-one flashes. Yes, but like I think a lot of that was laid laid out for us because we knew that Garp was on the way for Kube, for example. We knew that Kizaru was on the way to Egghead, stuff like this. But I just, after seeing that Admiral one, like, you can't trust like the fights and openings so much as like
It's true.
the blatant just showing Robin as part of the crew during you know, the Alabasta saga. Like, that's a totally different type of spoiler in my opinion. So I put this top of the list, much like Vex. It's the highest next to the peak. I actually had the peak up there higher than this, but I respect everybody's takes on that as well.
Oh man. Oh man.
So collectively, I think it's an
Lucas
S.
in the chat. Yeah, Straw Hat Lucas puts it at top 1.
Yeah.
There's no doubt this is an S. I think every single one of us said S, but is this top 1 is the question here. And I
What
say
did Cube
absolutely. I think Lucas said absolutely. Cube, you think this is number 1 or not?
It's an S. Wait. Let me look at let me look back on the stream. What is the number 1 we put for right now?
We Go was number 1 next before this.
Oh,
And
this
I think it's
definitely beats We Go.
absolutely
I'm
fair
gonna
to
be
put it
real.
above We Go. Yeah.
I will put over We Go because just the clip is much better. It's so quality. The clip. The sound is in the same level, but it's just the clip.
And
It
just
has
heads up,
everything.
I will be posting this in the Discord for everybody to take a look at our tier list and probably tag a link so you can make your own if you're interested.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And we'll do that make sure you check the links in the description and join the Discord if you haven't already. But we'll have that in the weekly discussions thread in the TED plus category. But yeah, I just literally not enough could be said about Us. It is a phenomenal opening. I know I mentioned SSJ Cody earlier and how Brand New World, it was his favorite for a really long time, and he's been a fan of One Piece for almost as long as Cube, much longer than I have, that's for sure. And this has taken his spot as top 1 as well. So tons of people throughout like the community, not just people who caught up in Wano, but people who have been ride or die with the series for a really long time, love this opening, and I think it's well deserved.
I couldn't say it any better. This opening set a new bar, new standard that I expect to go forward.
I'm gonna be legit sad whenever when we don't get it anymore. like I don't know how they're gonna follow this.
Yeah.
You know what
How
I
are they
mean?
gonna top it?
It's crazy.
It captures the
Just think about this.
amazement and the wonder of the One Piece world in a way that others didn't.
Most likely the next opening will be one for Elbaf. And everything we've been getting, especially the whole musical aspect of it, don't worry. It's definitely gonna top this one. I can sense it.
I don't.
I love
know,
your
man.
optimism.
They're gonna have to. They're really gonna have to pull out all the stops. Like I hope so. I hope you're right. But I don't know, man. Us is pretty peak. Like it's insane. And I don't think this really surprised too many folks. If you've been a fan of One Piece for a really long time, or if you just caught up more recently, you know how great Us is. It's honestly a masterpiece. Like I can't believe that that's like the number 1 reason why I'm pretty upset that the anime is on hiatus right now. We do get the crew version of We Go through the Fishman Island remake, which is also really good. We have it in S tier as well, and I think that's rightful. But I can't wait till we get back, and off of this hiatus.
For real. Yep. And we might actually have a new opening when we do get back.
I mean, yeah,
This could have been the last
cry.
episode we got with it.
because we all know.
I'll cry.
If people are just anime only in the chat, so I'll keep it spoiler free. But you know how the second part of Egghead is just a different mood altogether from the first part. So definitely we might get a new opening, or maybe a darker style
man.
of Us. It'll definitely get a bit
BK
darker.
with the One Piece rap.
Oh,
Easy
man.
ranking F.
Yeah, yo. Yeah, yo.
Yeah, let's not forget
Sail
about.
for One Piece.
Yeah, don't forget what is
That's
it?
the
Zolo.
name of the treasure.
Yeah, Zolo.
Don't give it up. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Sanji is cooking for the would-be king. Oh yeah, I remember that.
Oh, that's a really easy
I
A tier
love the
from
One
Cap.
Piece rap.
Oh,
I
too
love
funny.
the One Piece rap. Completely unironically, it is a bop. Don't y'all even dare slander it. That is peak. If you know, you know. It's amazing.
The real question is, does it beat the poke rap?
Absolutely, in my opinion, it 100% does. Bro, take me back. Like, a lot of people talk trash about the 4Kids dub, and I get it. They made Laboon and Iceberg, and but like, that was so iconic. Like, it was actually crazy. Like, if we were to rate the One Piece rap, I'm gonna be completely real. I'd probably put it around B tier. Like, it's better than a lot of the things we got lower on this list. I'll be completely real.
Yeah,
No comment.
I will say this: the 4Kids were crazy to basically fuse Iceberg from Water 7 and Laboon into one character. That was just so crazy.
But
You know I love you, so
anyone
no
have
comment.
Anyone have anything on this list that is like just like so out of place for them that they want to spit about before we wrap up?
I'm shocked you
everyone
guys
except
don't
Lucas.
jam with Crazy Rainbow. I love that song.
Nah, put that in D.
No, I had a lot of fun as usual, guys. Ted Cruz always a good laugh. Have these little games and stuff. So
I
yeah.
won't lie. I had so much fun. I felt like it was an eternal laugh of amusement and everything.
Oh my
So it
god.
was, you know,
Okay,
I feel like
Dad.
I feel like I have a sunshine that's shining through my heart right now. And that's all. That's all of
That's
my
all.
compliments.
Hilarious.
I think that it was a really cool stream idea, and I'm glad that we kind of got to spit these takes. And it's crazy that me and 3Day have so many differing opinions because we're normally like mind roping on so many other things, right?
It wasn't just you, it was Cube and Knack too. I mean, like, it's everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also-
but it's fine. I'm used to having different music takes to Lucas, but I don't know, this was eye opening, and now I know a little bit more about you guys,
No,
I'm gonna say
blast.
this for everyone else. For everyone, obviously leave in the comments as well, not just on the stream comments, but on the comments if a different type of tier list One Piece you guys want to try out. Don't
for
don't be
sure.
scared.
Yeah, for sure.
We're open for any
we
challenge.
We wanted to talk a little bit about the anime, seeing as some people, obviously the anime's been on hiatus, and if you haven't been catching the recent Fishman Island reanimations and stuff like that, make sure you check it out. It's really quality.
It's really well done.
We wanted to, show a little love for everything that the anime has provided us in the form of the openings. But yeah, we're open to do some other streams as well. So let us know in the comments, like Cube said. Make sure you check out all the links in the description, like we said at the beginning of the stream when you couldn't hear us. And make sure you like the stream and join the Discord. For sure. Check out Rambling Addiction, done by our Captain Straw Hat Lucas. There's a spicy one coming out very, very, very shortly. We've got a recording of our chapter discussion coming out pretty soon as well. Make sure you check out Knack Reacts if you want to see him, cry to Freerin. It's beautiful. It's a transcendent experience.
Happens to the best of us.
It does, indeed. And thank you all for being here. If you're in the chat, you're goated, for real.
Yeah.
And
Appreciate
if
you
you're
guys.
interested in some fun, just to watch out some done D&D session, Vex, tell them which sessions they can find you on.
Yeah, so you could definitely check out on the Eternal Dawn's channel, the Eternal Dawn crew. Some of us are playing in a D&D campaign. It's a lot of fun. You can check out the Scarlet Pirates on mine, and you can also check out Dire Regulus, who has the Blotto Pirates. We got a good community. All of the links for all of that are in the descriptions of the Eternal Dawn D&D stuff. So if One Piece and D&D are things that both you're excited about both of those things, definitely make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and after the new year hits, we will be gearing up for session 4. So it's a brand new campaign. Highly recommended.
Awesome. I'd just like to say, like, if you guys haven't ever, like, any of the audience members haven't gone back and just listened to some of these, it's a bit of a memory trip. Takes you back to all these moments in the story, and it was really nice, actually. Nice experience to sit down and go through again.
You're right. I felt the same way. I was like, I can't believe I forgot half this stuff. I enjoyed it.
Bon voyage!
Nailed it.
Oh my goodness. But I think that's everything. Cube, you want to go ahead and sign us off?
We'll see you all at the next sunrise. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Boom, done.